Hey everybody, welcome back to another Dragon Quest of the Stars video. My name is Alex Scott and I'm a little late. This banner is only around for a few more days, but I still wanted to make a video on it because it's a pretty cool banner, and I'll use the last of my free-to-play gems on it as well because I do think it's a pretty neat banner. There's lots of good stuff, especially if you have a Sage leveled up, which I do. So I think it's definitely worth rolling on while we still have it. So I just want to apologize for being away this whole week. I just started working from home and I'm a school teacher and we're just kind of transferring everything online, and that's actually a lot of work. So I was super busy kind of getting the hang of work this week, and then going forward I should be able to be back to making videos the way that I have been in the last while. So let's take a look at the banner. So for the Rubiss equipment banner, you're going to have a full set of Rubiss equipment. That's the sword, the helm, the armor top, the armor bottom, and the shield, and that's all featured equipment. And then we have her staff, the crown, robe top, and robe bottom. And then at that point you've seen all the featured equipment, and it's just regular summon fodder at that point. So if we actually take a look at some of these equipment pieces, they're really good. It's like the last banner that we had, just some really powerful abilities that are on stuff. The power of these weapons and the armor that you get from these featured weapons has increased from our couple of banners ago. So the things that we're getting right now are really good just as all around pieces, but then the abilities on them are what is really incredible. So looking at this sword, we have a main skill of Rubiss' Light, and it's a 360 potency bang attack with 50% chance of reducing agility by 30%, and it targets all enemies. So I said this before, but I love having these big AoE skills on a sword or on a weapon, because it just helps you clear enemies really quickly, and just having that debuff as well is quite useful. So this gets upgraded quite a bit, up to 520 potency, so you're definitely going to want to do that, and a 75% chance of reducing agility by 30%. So that is just a crazy good ability on a weapon, and the slots are really good off the bat. You get a healing, you get your attack ability, and then you also get your attack spell. So this sword is just a powerhouse. If you do manage to evolve it, you'll get another slot, but there's actually not as much reason to evolve this besides just being able to raise that max power, because it already comes with really good slots without having to evolve it at all. The Rubiss' shield is also looking pretty nice. If we look at Rubiss' protection, it reduces damage taken by 50% and negates damage from spells for 2 turns, and self-heals 70 HP when used. That's huge! 70 HP, so you're basically casting a mid-heal or like a heal on yourself every time you use your defense, which you're going to be using against big bosses, and if it's a boss that's casting and you are timing this to one of their big spells, then obviously that's going to be pretty huge, because that's one less character to heal so they can get back into attacking. It also has CT down guard, and it's a very powerful one, so CT down resistance plus 80%, so that's also a solid skill to have. Rubiss' helm has Rubiss' guidance, which has a 80% chance to restore 20% of your HP and fill your CT by 20% when the battle starts. That's really solid. Going into some big fights, you're probably not going to have that much damage on you at the start of the fight, but that CT boost is what's pretty useful. That's a good skill. We had that on the Battle God equipment, and obviously lots of people are using that, not just because you can evolve it, but because getting your skills off quicker is very useful. So that's a solid piece of equipment, and it also has an HP up, which is not bad just to have that on there. Rubiss' armor top has a couple abilities. So we got our breath damage down, and that's just all breath damage, so very useful. And then take a stand, 20% chance to remove stun, paralyze, sleep, curse, or confusion when afflicted, and that goes up to 30% at max level. And that's a really useful ability given the boss encounters that we've had so far. You've probably been pretty frustrated sometimes when the bosses different debuffs do get through to your characters. So can you imagine if you didn't have to worry about that because you just healed them off yourself every time it happened? Well, this isn't going to have a huge chance to do that, but it does have a a fairly wide range here that is certainly useful. And then we have the Rubiss Armor Bottom, which has Sporadic Echo, a 3% chance of chain triggering when casting a spell, and that goes up to 7%. So this is pretty low, but it's a pretty powerful effect to be able to double cast a spell. So there's a lot of casting things here. This is armor that you're going to put on mages, or maybe anyone that equips that sword because they'll have the spell on it. Although, if you play a lot of Dragon Quest, you'll know that generally spells aren't that powerful compared to a lot of weapon skills, so you really have to be building towards a spellcaster if you want your spells to be worth casting. So this would definitely be a piece of equipment that you'd want to put on your best spellcaster. And then you also have Attack Spell Guard. So this just reduces spell damage, which is just a solid ability to have. Next we have Rubiss' Staff, and this is an awesome Sage Staff because we have 2 attack spells, we have 2 healing or support slots, and it comes with 2 very powerful spells, which is Kazap, which is going to be an AoE, and you can kind of reduce the time quite a bit by upgrading it. We also get more heal, which is going to be just a ridiculously large heal, and then a couple other slots that are at A and B already. So if we evolve this, then you will get another A attack spell, and your second support spell will be A as well. Rubiss' Crown. So this has Rubiss' Secret Art, which boosts the damage of first spell attack by 1.5 times, and it doesn't work if you're KO'd at the start of battle. So every time you go into a round of combat, not a round, sorry, a battle, you're gonna just have this big attack spell, and that's really neat for, again, just clearing trash mobs, because if you come in with a big Kazap, it's going to be times 1.5 damage and you'll just kill everything for sure. And it just helps you clear off the extra enemies and then just focus on a boss. You also get Attack Spell Tricks, which shortens your attack spell skill gauge by 15%, which is very, very solid. Then we have Rubiss' Robe Top, which has Zap Lore. So obviously with the staff you're going to have Kazap, and this is going to boost your Kazap by 10 to 30% based on where you've leveled it to. And then you have breath down, damage down, and that's any breath at all, so very solid. Finally, we have Rubiss' Robe Bottom, which has Rubiss' Grace, a 50% chance to heal around 20 HP after spell triggers. So if you're casting a bunch of spells as a sage, then you're going to be healing a lot of HP, and this becomes 100% once you level it up. So I don't know if that's super useful or not, but I think it would be, like in some boss encounters, if you're casting enough spells, then you are going to be healing a lot of HP. And what's kind of nice is it's any spell, so if you cast heal on yourself, you're actually going to heal 20 on top of that. Or if you heal a different party member, you're still healing your healer a little bit as well, so that's kind of neat. And you also get support spell tricks, so this is going to shorten your support spell skill gauge by 15%. So if you have both the Robe Bottom and the Robe Top, the Crown, then all of your spells are going to be charging super quickly. So obviously this staff onwards is going to make for a very good sage piece of equipment, and the other equipment also will definitely work for a sage, but can also work for something like an armamentalist and just a couple other jobs out there as well. So overall, this is another very powerful banner, and I wonder if that's why they kind of made it such a short rotation here, because we're going to have some sort of update on Tuesday. It's going to bring in a bunch of new stuff, and that also makes me really scared that if this is such a good banner, then maybe they're trying to get us to spend all our gems and something even crazier is going to come up. But that being said, I'm still going to roll on it twice just for the entertainment value, and I kind of hope I get some of that sage stuff. So let's take a look at what we get. Wow, I just have to pull on camera for the rest of the time. So we got a great shield. It seems like a pretty great shield. Some stuff I already had, and Rubiss equipment. Whew. Oh yeah, there's the robe bottom. So honestly, just always gonna pull on camera for the rest of the time. Here we go. Let's go another one. Nice. I actually don't even know about this piece of equipment, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe we can take a look after. Now, I should be pretty happy with this, but we're gonna draw one more time. Again, this is for your entertainment. Oh. You can't write this stuff. Well, I got double too. Wow. And a metal slime sword, which would make for my third metal slime weapon. So now I can have my whole party all decked out to fight metal slimes. So we ended up getting this staff twice, which means I can evolve it, which will help out all these skills quite a bit and let me boost it up to plus 30. But I could also take off some skills if I wanted to. So that's going to be an interesting decision to make. Okay, let's go take a quick look at that water raiment and see if that's any good. Alright, so this is... oh, can I not look at the things here? There we go. So it's going to have fire, breath, damage down, and frizz guard. So this is a healer's top, and it's not going to be particularly useful unless we come up against some sort of boss with lots of fire damage. So that's fine though. All right, so I mean that's going to be it for this video. And if you weren't sure about rolling on this banner, you probably want to now after seeing my luck. So don't get stuck. If you're really trying to save, then just save. But I think that this is definitely a very good banner, and I recommend that you roll on it if you have a few gems lying around. So we'll see you next time, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can check out my articles at themysidiapost.com and support my Patreon at patreon.com/themysidiapost. Until next time, keep it real, Mysidians.